Yeah, that's too bad. I really genuinely like that song, and whoever I played for liked the song immediately.
Props out to Alex Duncan, man, singing the hook.
That's what's up. An earlier project, the Platinum album. Platinum album, DAWG. My favorite songs on there. I mean, this to me is one of the deepest albums I've heard from you.
Yeah.
You start off with No More Tears, or when you're talking about your woman, your baby's mama. You go into Shackles. There's a lot of personal stuff on here. Why don't you tell us a little about this? And Sexton's on here too.
That record is crazy because I was going to throw that record in the garbage. That was just a whole bunch of records I was just recording at a lab out of Berrien, Mike Overbeck Studios. And when I was going to throw the record away, this gentleman named Travis came and approached me and was like, yo, what are you doing? And we start vibing. And I was like, let him hear this record. And I said, yeah, but I ain't really feeling this record. And he's like, what do you mean you ain't feeling that record? That record is dope.
Yeah.
He was like, what you gonna do with it? I said, I don't care. Shoot. I said, somebody can give me some money and take it. I don't care. I don't want nothing to do with it. And he was like, for real? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, first of all, how I built the record is I signed to this label, Dynasty Records, which was a group out here called Central Dynasty. They came together and put some money up and started a label, and they ran out of money. So some of these songs were a part of that. Right. And I was just like stuck with this record. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I was growing every day. So I didn't like my deliveries. I didn't like a lot of stuff. I felt like I was doing gumbo, a bunch of songs here and there. I didn't have an identity. So Travis sat down with me and said, man, I'll buy the record from you. And with some good money. And I was like, okay. Well, let's do the deal. He agreed to the deal. We inked the deal, but the deal was after a certain amount of copies, I'll come back on and get a percentage. Well, when he got the record, Travis was a hustler. QD3 somehow got a hold of this record and was interested in buying the record, putting it out. So QD3 was like, man, what's up with the artist? Travis was like, well, I bought the record from him. I don't have him. He's not on my label. He's like, man, we can't put a record out without an artist. And he offered him $250,000 for the record.
Yeah.
But by this time, I had signed a deal with a label out of LA called Epicurean. So now they need the artist to the musical CD, and they don't have it. So they want to come get me. So Travis called me. He's like, yo, I can put some more money in your pocket. I got this situation. And I said, man, that's going to be hard. And he said, man, try to see if you can get out of it. We can buy you out your contract. And I said, okay, well, let me call the label. And called the label, and the label was like, nah, we're not doing that. They didn't want to let me go. So I said, Trav, they're not doing it. He's like, man. Well, so then QD3 got on the phone and was like, well, we can probably do some videos, and we can use you and pay them per project or whatever per single. And then they wasn't feeling that. So then it was like, well, would you mind if somebody else did the record over or whatever? I said, I don't care. You know what you guys do with the record.
Yeah.
And Trav lost that deal. So he was like, forget it. He was determined, I'm going to put this record out. And I never heard the record. This is a funny thing. I never heard the record because there was some things added to the record. There was some extra cats on the record that I didn't even meet. I don't know who they are. Yeah, like Trav had the ADATs. The original master, so he was able to put people on songs. And no, he didn't disrespect because he asked me, but what it was is the people that were in those places on the record, they were acting funny with him about using it. Like one person to say they don't want no money or they just want 1,000, and then with me, then when they get on the phone with him, they want 5,000. So he said, forget them, let's take them off. And he put different people on there. So I never heard the record. The record came out in Texas. Or in other places. And it was doing good. And he had it on the radio. He had Shackles on the radio. And all that stuff. You know, all that stuff was cool. And he was pushing it. And I still never heard the record. I had to get the record from somebody else. I listened to the record and I was like, damn, this record is good. Some of the songs on there, even to this day, I go on YouTube and listen to them. And I say, wow, I should have just really buckled down and did this deal different and really worked this record. Like right now, I want to put a greatest they're not the greatest, but E-Dawg unreleased or things you might not have heard about E-Dawg,
Right.
and use some of these songs. But respectfully, this is his record, so I would never step on his toes and do that.
Right.
So I don't know what he's doing with the record anymore.
Right.
He's smart because everything I push, he's behind it. Like you see these songs pop up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's how that record came developing.
Tell me something. I'll ask you a question about Northwestern hip hop. Around the globe, hip hop has been through its golden age, its ice age. It's blowing up in the South. New York had its chance. The West Coast had their thing popping off. Why is it so hard for the Northwest to come into its bearing as far as making it on the hip hop scene?
All these places you name had followings. They had people that were, let's not even use the word hater. Let's just say they were willing to work, and they understood somebody has to get on to pull people on. And they were willing to jump on the bus, to get in line.
Right.
And that's what it's called, get in line.
Right.
And with that said, is trust the person that's leading you. If he has something, you need to recognize he has something. That's talent within itself, to recognize that somebody has something and maybe you can borrow from that.
Right.
People here, pride was too big. They, instead of them trying to follow the sound that Mix-a-Lot developed, because Mix did have his own sound.
Definitely.
Instead of people trying to inherit that sound, they tried to go around it. And when they tried to go around it, people were like, this ain't nothing like Mix-a-Lot. If you had one of these songs or something similar to this, we would grab you. When Dr. Dre put Warren G and them on, they had the G-Funk sound.
Yeah,
and that sound brought a lot of people through the door. Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Daz, and everybody else.
Yeah.
The people in LA started inheriting that sound. Not only that, the Brat also inherited that sound.
Yeah.
And she got on.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Seattle has to learn how to trust and believe in the person that is getting the most. And once they do that, that's any Northwest, then everybody can fall in position. See, people here, I believe, are fighting for positions that's already taken.
Right.
You are who you are when you come in this game. But you got to also have a brain and understand that when you go to college, this is the way of doing the dental work. Now, once you get it, then you can develop the new system to do the dentures or whatever, the fillings a whole different way.
Right.
But the bottom line is you got to have that license to be able to do that, or they're not going to allow you to do it.
Right.
So I'm not saying sell out, get in. I'm saying learn how to put a little bit of twist on your music, right? But always keep your word. So that, because the only thing that can be considered sellout is when you start talking different when you get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But musically, you can inherit that. You can go to Sir Mix-a-Lot and say, man, I want to do a song with you.
Right.
Instead of dissing him or saying F him and we going to get it like this. Because I see people out here use this word too much. Man, watch what I do. When we get it, when I do it, and it's always I watch. And it's like, when you say watch to somebody, you saying, you're not going to be involved. Watch me. I got this.
Right.
That's not a movement. A movement is, this is what we need to do. Right? E-Dawg is hot right now. Everybody need to get out here, wear an E-Dawg t-shirt, support his shows, talk about E-Dawg, get his records out there, help your friend know about his record, and I'm gonna do the same, and we gonna get E-Dawg up on the mountain, then you gonna drop the rope down and you gonna pull us all up.
Right.
Now if I renege on that, then you have the right to be mad at me. But if you never reached out to me, cats never really reached out to Mix. They never gave him they never gave him that, hey man, we believe in you. We gonna roll with you.
Right.
And I'm not making excuses for him, because he really should have took a step backwards too and said, yo, I need to open up some kind of door for these cats to be able to get a little close to me so I can determine who does want to follow me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I feel about the Northwest scene, is that people need to follow the protocol.
Well, we went through some deep topics. Tell me a little bit. You said you're gonna release single after single, and hit them with the whole retirement plan, the whole album. Once the movement starts, do you go deep on this album, the retirement plan that you're waiting to release? Do you go into deep topics like?
Man, I got a song. Yeah, go ahead.
my favorite artists as far as deep poetry in their music and really feeling them is obviously Tupac and obviously Scarface as far as the depth of their lyrics. And I know you're a man with a lot of depth to you. You're very talented, always have been. Very intelligent, always have been. Tell me a little bit about what we can expect when you're ready to release the album, the retirement album.
I got a song on there, I call it My Baby. Like, this record is bananas. It's called It's Not Easy. And I touch on the world. From my personal life to what you can be going through. It's almost like a counselor could have spit it.
Right.
And it's not easy in different situations. It's not easy in the music industry no more. People don't buy me like they used to. People take advantage of me. People got 100 songs in their iPod and only listen to me once. I'm speaking like if I'm the music complaining. Right? And I got It's Not Easy being us. Meaning that it's hard to go put gas in your car and you ain't got no money in the bank and the gas prices are high and you're losing your people in your family easier than it used to be and all kinds of things. But I'm speaking as us. So the second verse is us. Third verse is music. The first verse is me. And I touch on topics of my personal life. Me going into foreclosure, losing my home. My wife seeing the notice, but me trying to hide it. And, so forth. But, so I talk about everything personal, and I don't have no problem with it. It feels good, and this record feels good to me. And that's why I'm releasing Dip, and then I release Cars That Go Boom, and then Rocket Ship. But I'm saving that because that's the one that I'm calling my nail in the coffin. Like, I know, I've heard it from so many people, like, man, that song is deep. Even people that I didn't expect to like that type of music, how I did it, because it's a pop record. Right? So, and that record's timeless. I'm not worried about it getting old. I'm sitting back going, just watch this. Right? So, far as, that, yeah. But there's some things on the record that I want to change too, that because I've grown in the past 3-4 months too, that I start going out in the clubs a little bit more. I start seeing people and seeing different things and visions. So it's like Pac. Pac was he wasn't just a great storyteller, but he talked about things he lived out, where he's seen other people's go through. That's why people were so connected to him, because they feel like they know what he's talking about. And that record, Retirement Plan, is on that level.